Hi, Kyle Zimpelman here. Let's talk about land contracts, seller financing, owner financing, however, whatever you want to call it. Basically, it's a very simple process. So instead of the buyer going out to a bank and getting a loan, you are going to sell them the property and you are going to be the bank. So, for instance, let's say you're selling the building for $1 million. And the buyer comes along and hands you a check for $200,000 for the down payment and asks you to carry the $800,000 in the form of a loan for a period of time. So let's say it's 5%. So I don't know what that is. Let's say it's 5,000 a month. They're going to send you every single month to you. There is no other requirements you have. The buyer has to fulfill, pay the taxes and insurance. They have to do all this other stuff. And you continue to receive income on a property that you are very familiar with. If that buyer decides they don't want to make any more payments to you within 3 months, maybe even quicker, you're going to have that property back and you're still going to have their $200,000. So on the seller side, it's very strong. Another reason why sellers consider seller financing is the tax ramifications of selling. So let's say you're about to receive $1 million, you're going to have to pay taxes on it all at once. Well, maybe it makes sense to just receive the down payment portion, 200,000, and receive it over, they call it an installment sale, and your taxes are reduced or deferred for a long period of time. That's the reason why a seller might consider it. A buyer might consider it because going out to get financing from a bank is always a process. There's appraisals, there's third party reports, there's environmental reports, there's an appraisal, surveys, all this other stuff. So if we already know what the property is worth, we already know that the survey that you have is good, we don't need to pay for all these other things and go through this lengthy process in which the bank could come up with new terms all the way along this whole process, and it takes a long time. It could take, the earliest is probably 60 days, probably 75 days to close on these type of loans. So if you use seller financing, it could be as quick as a couple weeks, literally, and can make a lot of sense. So a lot of people sometimes shy away from seller financing, but if you have a strong buyer that's putting up a lot of money, that is familiar with how to run storage facilities, and you don't know what else to do with the money you're going to make off it, if you sell it outright, seller financing might be an option to consider. So there's some downloads at the end of this website. You can go into more detail with it. I've been doing these for 20 something years. That's how I got started when I was 22 years old. I bought 7 prop houses actually on land contract from an older gentleman. He moved on to Florida and I sent the money direct deposit to him for 7 years, and then we sold the properties. So anyway, again, Kyle Zimpelman, seller financing is another option you can look at. Thanks.